If you want life to really work out for you, this is so important because it's inside mathematics. Einstein discovered it. Electricity proves it. And it's just this, it's all relative. There's a consistency and there is a brokenness that goes on in anything in life. Consistency in the right thing will bring more of the same. That's relativity, right? To break any kind of thing that is good, you would have to introduce it, like Newton's law said, you would have to introduce another outside force to come in, right? Case in point, you could meet a person in life along the way at a workplace, and you begin to form something called a relation. And a relation comes in the same language of relativity, relation, relativity. And the ship, relationship. You get on the ship with them, and they on the outside, you say, "Wow, like they got the nice name on the side there, and man, the ship looks pretty good. Like, wow, it's better than mine." I see. That's another thing about what goes on in your life is that the more happier you are with what you have until you get better is more important in your that will keep you away from, and it's more important, but keeps you away from the pitfalls when you don't try to compare your life to other people. And when you see other people that have something that where you might look good on the outside, you don't see a lot of other things that's going on with them on the inside. And when you make whether it be an attempt or a guidance bit starts to happen, you walk in to the front door, you get on a ship, is that at some point you will notice certain things begin to happen because of this one introduction of what's this one piece of information that's now introduced itself into your life. Newton law says, right, one force can come in and change the whole component on the inside, can change it completely, right? Exerting itself upon another, right? And you could start to see yourself gain opportunities that you never came out, never happened before. That's really called people. Some people are good luck they use, or some people are bad luck. Well, these things didn't just happen out anywhere. And it took me years to really realize, I really believe that the more good intention, the more loving people are, you are going to guarantee that they're going to bring you good fortune. Okay. Misfortune a lot of times comes from people who are entertaining a lot of very dark, ignorant, and stupid character traits. And because of those small things that society teaches us not to really pay attention to as much as it is important, as you get a career, you show your stuff on the outside, you're able to compete with others in a very good way, you're fine. It's like going to the games, right? Society love going to the games because we're taught that games are meant to enhance our lives. But really, it's competitiveness. We're going there to watch competition, and we walk out of that. We walk out from that experience thinking that that's how life works, and that's how we are going to be, right? The thing is that when people come into your life, whoever they are, the inside of what's going on with them will eventually, like, I'll give you an example. If a person is, don't mind to say the least, being in debt, and I'm not talking about where they couldn't help, I'm talking about irresponsible debt, where they can run off and spend their money and go into debt with their credit card, line of credit, and they believe that, hey, I deserve this kind of life, so I'm just gonna, well, go credit. And by the way, they even said in society now that I can declare bankruptcy and I'll be just fine, right? So they don't see consequences. But the consequences that's happening to them is that they're teaching themselves being irresponsible, uncaring, push down the conscience, right? Not having a sense of value, right? And it's okay to basically be like this. Well, what begins to happen is that their outside world communicates a different language, and you get on that ship with them and they begin to sail off with you to have a nice day at sea. When you're out there at sea, at some point, you look on their ship and you realize they got no lifeboats. And that's how some people live. They take a lot of serious, stupid risks. And if you're out there with them, at some point you just may end up stranded, because I'll tell you one thing: if people don't care enough about the affairs of what they're doing in their life, don't think for a moment, if it came point for both of you to drown, you will get thrown off and they'll save their ass any time of the day. And you will be blown away how quickly you will understand things. You will understand things very quickly. The one thing about irresponsibility and being uncaring and being unloving, especially being unloving, is that these character traits invites dark forces is into the environment. And dark forces are very much like living pieces of electricity. And without knowing it, you're going to notice things on a physical world begin to go topsy-turvy in your life. Missing the fortune will be very real to you. Disappointments, things out of the ordinary. If your ordinary was you being a normal person, like how we really should be, being caring, responsible. I do care. I watch how I spend. If I don't have, I ain't gonna spend it. I know I don't have to keep up with anybody. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. Therefore, I don't have to try too hard to pretend I'm somebody that I'm not. See, all of it is even darkness because it's fake, right? Is that what happens is that your very environment will be charged with opportunities, with circumstances, with situations that other people may be looking at and you may not even notice. They're going to want to, how come you have it so together? Is because what you have been accepting behavior, acceptable behavior before heaven, heavenly acceptable behavior will work in your favor. Because God created the creation and everything was created on the aspects of God's goodness. That's why it's so beautiful. That's why he said when he created everything, it was good, right? So the thing is, when you're involved in any kind of thing that has a bad dark stuff to it, it has creative power. It has creative power to discreate what is good. It creates things that should never have ever happened to you. Okay? And I've proven this. I've even proven in being in some people's places, and they leave and they go away, and I begin to have major cleansing. My body begins to go into diarrhea mode. I even have had major nosebleeds come out of nowhere when a person left, because my body can now relax and cleanse itself from the effect of the environment that's evil. And the thing is that they come back, and I'm talking about renting from some people, and that's another thing. When you walk into someone's physical environment, you are going to get affected by their environment. Don't fool yourself. It's under the realm of authority, because you've made your decisions. You see, that's probably what makes life even more challenging, because sometimes it takes a lot of bravery to sometimes leave something that your entire your inside is speaking out through your body that I'm not happy being here, and you know it. And you can go into different practices of cleansing the environment, so on and so forth. But where I'm going with this is that your environment, in no uncertain terms, are going to pretty much be your dictation. And it's going to be dictating to you good results or bad results. And don't ever ignore that, man. Don't ever ignore that one thing does lead to another. And you know, I know somebody whom we had a falling out recently. Within a short amount of time, it's only been like 3 days. I basically found another place to live, and I got a interview for a job. All the time I knew this person, it was like I was living in a desert. I couldn't. Money was going. I never lived off line of credit or anything. As soon as I came into their environment, next you know, I'm going in debt just like them. Okay. I noticed that opportunities are basically not coming to my life. It's like somebody just dropped a cloud on top of me. Well, that cloud is their cloud. You share. The Bible says this. And I'm going to end my video with this. The Bible says, do not share in the sins of others. Don't. And when you're doing that, you're also sharing in the results. You're sharing the result because you're knowingly in a situation, and you got to make up your mind, man, to get out of it, because more is going on than just actually your relationship to them. They're now their ship is relational to your ship, and they're banging on yours and they're beating your ship down. Before you know it, you're stranded without a ship. And we all need our own lives, man. And we got to live within it and be totally responsible for it. God is not responsible for it. Nobody is but you. Have a good day. Like and subscribe. Thank you.